Be killing me with this older generation when they try to say, oh, this generation don't want to work. Or jobs these days are literally paying people crumbs. These jobs out here still trying to pay people $13 an hour. And then on top of that, the cribs on average is $1,400. Back then, y'all could have got a crib for 20 bands. Rent was $400 a month. Don't even get me started on the cars. Bro, I had a Charger, a basic Charger. They wanted me to pay $699 for no fault. A month, by the way. Then on top of that, a lot of these people still have student loan debt that they have to pay off. So you want me to go to work, make $13 an hour, work 1,000,000 hours a week, only to still make $500 or $400. And they don't even get me started on the taxes that they taking out your checks. And then they still be having the nerve to try to pay people every 2 weeks. Get out of here with that. Like nowadays, bro, if you don't start no type of business or nothing, you're cooked. Don't even try to say nothing to me about working.
And that's just it, guys. Think about it. You get one life here. How do you want to spend it? Is it working in corporations for the rest of your life like most people do? Listen, I found a way out with trading. But for some of you guys, you just need to grind, stack up your money, learn a skill so that you don't have to end up being in these situations like the average American is going to be. That alone should give you fear of what your life is going to become.
Most people right now, you work in a job or, spending all your time working, your days, you're not getting any days to really live. You're just surviving every day. And living every day surviving is so dead. Like, you feel so dead inside because you wake up every day and you spend it 40 or more hours at work and you going, what the fuck is the point of this shit? You going, what the fuck is the point of this shit? When you do get your check, we already talked about how the check is not enough. So you end up in this never-ending cycle of spending all your time to make money and the money never being enough to afford you another life or experiences. So then it becomes just like you doing this shit for nothing. And as the years go by, I know that time is short-lived. Like your life, we got time, but we don't got time at the same time. It's very weird.
So what you just heard is the voice of thousands, maybe millions of people waking up every day and realizing they're not actually living. They're just loading in, clock out, respawn, repeat. For what? A paycheck that barely covers your map pack? Can't buy you a skin in a video game? This right here is what we call survival mode. You're alive technically, but you're not progressing. You're not building. You're not leveling up. You're just grinding for that loot that doesn't even buy you the joy of life itself. And what's wild to me is we spend 40 plus hours a week doing the things we don't love just to survive in a world that's moving like a speed run. Meanwhile, your passions, your dreams, your creative side quests, all that gets put on hold because the system got you locked into default settings.
I don't really like working at a job that much. It's not fun. I don't understand. It's the same thing every day. Every day, it's the same shit. And the only reason it changes is because it gets worse. No one said this. You get a couple days off, fantastic. Right back to the same thing, getting yelled at by the same people. It's a cycle. You go, you work, and you die. That's what I'm doing. That's what we're all doing. We're just doing the same. People are like, oh, they're taking your jobs, and technology and AI taking your... Take my job. Please take my job.
I don't ever mean to sound rude, but people like this with this mentality will lose. Because, man, as bad as it is, you got to find a way out. There are people who are going to win. There are going to be people who lose. But the choices, you make will determine which side of the spectrum that you're actually on. So while you're saying take your job, bro, you might want to hold on to it because there's going to come a point in time where you're probably going to be begging for a job, the job that you have right now.
Listen, man, the cost of life is getting expensive. You need to lock the fuck in and try your best to get rich because if you don't, it's going to be fucking hectic for you. I mean, you're going to have to work 2 jobs and sell crack just to pay rent. It's getting bad out here. Like, it's getting real bad out here. People don't talk about it enough. People keep acting like everybody got it. Don't got it like that. In the real world, it's not rich. That's why I get on here like, if you ain't having it, nigga, it's not about me having it. It's not about that. I'm talking about regular people with regular jobs and families to take care of that don't be in the streets and they not hustling, they not frauding or fucking scamming people and shit like that. It is complicated out here. It's hard to even move. Just for you to move, if you move for a deposit in certain places, and this is low income, like low income housing and all this and that, you're going to have to spend at least $3,000 just to move into a house. That's a lot of money. Just don't have $3,000 to move. That's just to move. That's not including the U-Haul, all the stuff, the people that move, the stuff you gotta throw away, the bills because you gotta switch them over, all that. Like, there's a lot of shit that goes into just moving. You gotta find a place and to charge you $1,400 for a fucking bando. It's crazy out here, y'all. Like, please lock the fucking and try your best to get rich, because this ain't, listen, it's serious.
AI is coming and time is running out. Skills must be developed now, guys. Now, for those y'all young men going to school, you're gonna be another statistic, man. It's gonna be sad for you, and I feel bad for you, because I want you to win. I want you to really see what's on the other side of life when you finally get your finances in order. You know, it ain't about being rich. It's about being financially secure, and that's what really matters the most. So, guys, figure out a way that's not a job. Figure out a way that's not a 9-to-5, to where you can have these things, so that you don't have to end up being, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have to end up being, you know, let's just call it what it is, broke.
When it comes to being successful, slow motion is better than no motion. I seen a quote online and it said that a person is successful if they know where they are, they know where they're going, and they're moving progressively in that direction. That couldn't be any more true. When it comes to moving progressively in that direction, most people just simply fall off. You have to fall in love with the actual journey, because when you get the goal, all you're going to do is just create another goal. That's human nature. So when it comes to showing up every single day, this has to be a ritual. This has to be a routine. You can't rely on just motivation, because you're going to have some days that are high. You're going to have some days that are low. So you have to make sure that you're doing something every single day to show up for what you really want, because the truth is everybody wants different things. Some people will just equate success to money. When it comes to a person being successful, everybody's version of success looks different. Some people simply want community. Some people simply want family. And the funny thing about it is, money is the side effect. You are born to be abundant. You don't have to struggle. But the thing is, if you are thinking that everything is not going to work out for you, then it's not going to work out for your ass.
Hey, she's absolutely correct. Money does not equal success. And I had to learn that as a trader. Looking at the charts, it's like the day you feels like you make money, you feel successful. And the days you lose money, you feel unsuccessful. And that's not necessarily true. You know what I mean? Like, there's some times where a football player might run a play, and the play might not work out too well. They'll get back out there and run the same exact play, because they know the play works. So you got to be more ready to show up for what you believe in, to make sure that you're seeing progress. Because the real thing is, you got to be consistent. Don't focus. I mean, yeah, focus on the money, but it's not the number one determining factor of success. You got to worry about character development, skill. You got to worry about scheduling, timing, communication skills, networking, relationships. All of that stuff matters, right? In trading, a lot of that stuff I don't have to worry about, but I had to definitely do a lot of self-development. And guys, whatever you decide to do in your life, you're going to have to be like self-disciplined. You're going to have to be consistent. These things are something you have to do. Even if it's working a job, you have to consistently go if you want to consistently pay your bills every month. So people are consistent in areas. I ain't gonna say it's the wrong area if you're consistent in paying your bills, but I will say it's in areas you don't want to be consistent in, or that not giving you the return on investment that you exactly want. Check out this play though. Zoom, give me that. He thought he was gonna get me.
For this run, I'm gonna try my best not to get angry. If I'm at work and there's meant to be 4 members of staff to complete the tasks of the day, and there's only 2 members of staff, the other 2 members of staff, their money, their pay, take it and split it between the 2 of us that turned up to work. I'm gonna say that again. If there's meant to be 4 members of staff and there's only 2. The other 2, they were going to come, you were going to pay them. They weren't working for free. Their money is mine. And then the frustrating thing is that someone else will come to work here and they'll be like, oh, this wasn't done. You're mad.
People think, oh, these kids are so burned out, they're just lazy. It's like, no, they're working 40 hours a week, but at the end of the month, they have nothing to show for it. So if you're not making any progress and you look back 5 years and go, damn, I made $300,000 in the last 5 years, or I made $400,000 in the last 5 years, and I have nothing. If anything, I have $25,000 in debt. That's going to create burnout because you feel like you just put in 5 years of work and have nothing to show for it. And we still have people blaming them that, well, the reason you're broke is because of the coffee. It's like, no, it's the 25% inflation that we've faced that just destroyed people's spending power. It's the 30% increase in rent prices where people are spending 40% of their money on rent. You're still being taxed 20, 25, 30%. People just don't have any money. People aren't having kids. They're not being able to start families. People are struggling financially, fighting financially. Relationships are suffering. This is all decline in living standards. You realize millennials with degrees are living with roommates into their 30s, not having kids? How do you have a Thanksgiving in a 900 square foot apartment? How do you have a dog and go play in the backyard and make memories with your kids? I was living in an apartment complex just 2.5 years ago. Tons of kids. They may do, but they're all playing on the cement floors in the hallway because they don't have a yard. Because houses are $400,000. Humans are good at adapting, but there's a fine line between adapting and being taken advantage of, and I think we're being taken advantage of.
We are being taken advantage of, and our time is being sold, well, by us, but it's like being siphoned away from us just for basic necessities of life. It didn't used to be that way. And the thing about it is, if you don't break this generational curse, your children are going to grow up like this. So now I want to show you something called the cash flow quadrant. And it talks about having a job versus creating a job, where you kind of balance leverage, but you don't have much of it. But then it talks about building a business and making money, and then making money work for you, where you have more leverage and a passive income. So the goal is to go from the left side of this quadrant, from creating a job and having a job, to having people work for you in a business and making money work for you. There was a person I heard say one time that if you never find a way to make money work for you, you will spend your whole life having to work for money, just for the basic necessities of life.
Man, if you have a decent job nowadays that pays you fairly well, that gives you the autonomy to pay your bills, keep a roof over your head, keep your kids fed, keep your family intact, be thankful, seriously, man. Because, I mean, you guys see what's happening nowadays with all these federal employees, man. People are losing their jobs just like that. I'm talking about people who've put in 30 years of service, and on a whim, just on a downsize, your job is gone. Got to start from scratch. And who knows what type of situation that these people are being put into without income coming in. As you know how it goes. Without income, sometimes it's very hard to have an outcome. So if you got a good job that's with you and it's contributing to your survival, please be thankful, because you don't know what the hell can happen tomorrow.
When you're done at 9 to 5, work ain't done. Work is just getting started. That's when it's really grind time. The 9 to 5 is just to pay the bills. The 9 to 5 is just to get by. You hear me? A lot of people get off their 9 to 5 and then they sit around all comfortable and they wonder why they live in check to check. That's because you thought work was done. You got too comfortable. When you get off that 9 to 5, that's when you're supposed to be building that credit. That's when you're supposed to be doing that research. That's when you're supposed to be looking at shit, all your expenses and your bills, and with the money that you got left over, investing that into something that can change your life. That's what I did. I worked a 9 to 5 probably about 5 years ago. And every day when I got off work and I had free time, I was building the credit on what I do. I built the credit and I leveraged the credit to start my business. What I was doing research every day. I was saving up so I can invest, get a mentor, get my truck, get my insurance, get all the things I needed to start my business. Look at me. 4 years later, life could change fast. Life could change fast, man. You hear me? When you get off that 9 to 5, work is just getting started. The problem is, a lot of people, most Americans, most people in this world, they get comfortable after that 9 to 5. Oh, I had a long day of work. You only worked 8 hours. I mean, yeah, it sounds like a lot, but work is just getting started. Now it's time to do that research. Now it's time to budget. Now it's time to read. Do something that's going to benefit you. You don't go getting on Instagram. You don't go meeting up with the friends after you got off work. You don't go drinking. You don't go smoking. That's bad habits. Get some good habits. Invest. Read. Research. You get what I'm saying? Work is just getting started after that 9 to 5. That's when you're supposed to work another 4 hours doing research and building that credit. And then when you actually start doing these things, you start realizing, damn, it's not that hard. I was just being too comfortable. I was just being lazy. You get what I'm saying? It starts with you. It starts with you breaking that generational curse. You got this. Now let's get to work. God bless you.